Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here, and I came for the anniversary of my friends of this amazing company, which is now #1, I think, in Europe, if not one of the largest in the world, Artefact, which has been, I think, a really good example of what could be done from scratch out of an idea. AI, for me, is just something that must be put into the context of history. As everything that we see today, we have to understand the past in order to understand the future. And if you want to put that in that context, that means that AI is just another step of a long history of manipulation of information and automatization of the manipulation of information that mankind began at last, at least in the 17th century, even before, which today is at this stage, which is called artificial intelligence, but 3 years ago it was called deep learning or machine learning or robotics or whatsoever. That's just a new step in the process of automatization of a manipulation of information, which is key in a world where, as always, since 1,000 years, mankind progress is based on energy and information. And sometimes there are progress in energy, sometimes there are progress in information. This is the information leg of progress. A lot of things has been said, a lot of things will come. In my view, AI is just a step before different things that will be maybe much more important than AI for the transformation of mankind. I may just name 2 or 3 of them. Digital biology, which is the use of AI and other dimensions in genetics, which is an amazing transformation of health. Biomimicry, which means the imitation of nature, which is already beginning, but it's a huge potential for a lot of transformation, and we have seen already some companies, but it's just the beginning. Quantum computing, which is, in my view, an enormous field of development that will totally transform the way we think, and the way the speed of the action, and the capacity of really transforming the relation between human beings and the machines. This is for the next decade or decades, but as we speak, AI is there. And it is a specific step in the automatization of manipulation of information with, in my view, at least 2 different dimensions. But I speak in front of experts, and then I have not any reason to be too caricatural. One is Gen AI, which is, by the way, the second of the 2. The first one is predictive maintenance, which is, in my view, the real added value of AI, which is to increase the capacity of predicting events based on the past, which actually is exactly what everybody does in his life. We try to understand the past to predict the future. And then I think that this dimension of what is called AI, as you know, I has nothing to do with French word intelligence. Intelligence has nothing to do with intelligence. Something else is data collection. Intelligence means data collection, which means that I think it's a tremendous potential in analyzing the data in order to improve the industrial systems, to prevent the failures, the breakdown, the leaks, the anomalies of different kinds. And there, I think, is a huge potential for what is called AI. It's why I think that AI in industry has a room for enormous transformation and useful transformation. In particular, to reduce the leaks in energy and to save energy, which is, of course, something essential. The second dimension, if I may be binary and say that there are 2, but there are many more than 2, is Gen AI. I must say that I'm more skeptical on that because, as it has been said before, the capacity of trust on such low accurate probability of results could be seen as disappointing. And I wonder if in less than 1 or 2 years, yes, we are not going to be disappointed and say that, well, LLM is a dead end. Remember that. And that we may look elsewhere. We cannot afford to have in a lot of domains less than 99.9999% of accuracy, except when you are in Chinese and that you use self-driven cars with no care for human lives, which is a specific country. This is also caricatural because not exactly true, even in China. But it's why I think that GenAI has mainly something useful in fields which are quite harmless, such as entertainment, translation, answer to questions, FAQ systems, etc., etc. When it goes to something more specific and more important, it's, I think, something that we must take with a grain of salt as we speak. Maybe we will have a breakthrough in the years to come, but the capacity to be efficient and have an accurate value seems dangerous. It's why I heard before that the question of trust is so fundamental, and I think that trust is not there and will not be there for a while. There are also other problems on that, which is the fact that AI is using a lot of energy, a lot of water. It's not good for the environment. And the fact that AI, as all the different technologies, is just a tool that can be used for the best and or the worst. It can be used for the worst because it can improve the efficiency of the oil drilling, of addictive food, and things are done like that, or addictive advertisement, and it's done like that, as we have seen with TikTok and so many of these drugs that are around. Or it can be used for what I call the economy of life. Economy of death means whatever is linked to fossil fuels, artificial sugar, drugs, which represent 54% of the world GDP, of the French GDP, of the 60% of the American GDP. And if you look at your own activities, it may be more than 50% of your own spendings. If you look at everything which is related to oil, or mobility, textile, etc., etc. While AI could be also amazingly useful on economy of life, which is health, education, renewable energy, safe agriculture, regenerative agriculture, recycling, exchange economy, which is going to be a huge field, and many, many other dimensions, including security, democracy, video games, which could be good and bad, a different way to use it. And therefore, I will think that we have to focus more on the question of what is the use. If it's for economy of death, it's a disaster. If it's economy of good, of life, it's wonderful. It's why I think that in your field, the winner will be the country that will be able to have the best talents. And in France, we have amazing talents in these fields. We must pay them very well. We must keep them. We must train them. I am ashamed of a reform that has been made recently, which prevents a lot of young girls to go into engineering careers, as we have seen. It's a disaster. And it has to be changed rapidly, because if we lose the talent of young girls, not going into the engineer career, the whole of AI will be strongly weakened in the years to come. Therefore, training, paying, and having an ethics of what you do with it is, in my view, the road for the future. Thank you very much.